I'm fighting with this reed a little bit, so this could be interesting. So it might actually loosen up as we go on, or it might get worse. Clarinets and saxes, you know what I'm talking about. So today's warm-up, a little bit different. I'll try to keep it a little bit different every day. I mean, we do have to do these fundamental sorts of things a little bit every day, but I want to make sure that it's not just the exact same thing, the exact same way every single time. So I do want to change it up a little bit every day so that, you know, you are have to use your brain a little bit. So we're going to do the warm-up. We're going to do the articulation drill and the warm-up sets like we did yesterday. But then we're not going to do the long tones at all. Okay, so we're just going to do the warm-up sets and the articulation drill. And then we're going to use the scales and whole notes to warm up, but we're going to do them in a weird order, okay? And then we'll do them fast, and that's when the percussion will jump in with us, all right? So have your warm-up sets ready to go, and if you have your foundation book and you need to look at the articulation drill, most of us have that pretty much memorized by now. Okay, so let me get the old metronome going here. I am going to put on a concert F while we're doing the articulation drill, mostly for me, but you can use it too to listen to and match. That's the reason I'm doing it, is to listen and match. And with this different reed, I want to see kind of where it kind of falls as we play. Let's set it there. Yeah, here we go. Cool. And sound. All right, here we go. Whole note, half notes, quarter notes. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready. Lifted. Staccato. Eighth notes. Staccato. Triplets. Staccato. 16ths. Yeah, I'm fighting her a little bit. She's not happy with me. That's okay. It's I'll deal with it and try to make sure I play my best for you no matter what. All right, so set 1, option 4, woodwinds, tongue 1, slur 2, tongue 1, dot dee, dot dot dee, dot dot, like that. Brass as usual. Set 1, option 4, everybody. And 1, take 2, take, ready. Brass set 2, option 4 or 5, and woodwind set 3, option 4. And 1, and 2, and 1, 2, ready. so for today's warm up, that's the starting point of our warm up, what we're familiar with and whatnot. But for today, to continue kind of the long tones in kind of a different fashion, what we're going to do is we're going to play the major scales in whole notes. And I know most of the scales now, you're comfortable with them, your fingers like, whole notes, what are that good for? Well, we're doing them as whole notes to work your faces like the long tones, but also to continue to work your ears. It's not a bad thing to play scales and whole notes once in a while to practice your fingers as well. So that's the other reason. It's good for some of our fingers. We're going to go in a weird order. So to work it as a warm-up, we want to start from our lowest scale and work our way highest. All right, now yesterday I mentioned that the concert E-flat scale is actually the lowest scale, but that only works for woodwinds. So woodwinds, even though most of you think of the concert E-flat scale as your lowest scale, like flutes, you could start all the way down to that low E-flat, right? We're going to start on the concert F scale because that's the lowest scale that the brass can play. The brass can play a concert F scale low to start. So we're going to start with the concert F scale in whole notes, and then we're going to do the concert G scale in whole notes, and then the concert A flat scale in whole notes, and then the concert B flat scale in whole notes, and then the concert E flat scale will be the last one. And we're only going to play them going up. We're not going to play them up and down. We're just going to play them in whole notes going upwards. Okay, then we'll pause, reset our face, go to the next scale. So we're starting on concert F. I would touch that right now, so just so you understand, we're going F, G, A flat, B flat, and then to concert E flat. So we're going to go in whole notes, like I said. Here we go. Concert F, starting all the way down in the basement for the brass. And let me set the metronome here. Here we go. What's going on? All right, concert F scale, whole notes, just going up. When you get to the top note, stop. 1, 2, 1, and 2, whole notes. Now the concert G scale is the one we've been working on all week. Just a couple of reminders. Pay attention to the second note. Okay, it's a B natural or an A natural for a lot of you. Okay, or pay attention to the third note. It's natural for almost sharp for a lot of people. It's natural for a lot of people. B natural, right? Okay, pay attention to the sixth note and the seventh note as well. Whole notes, concert G. And 1, 2, concert G, whole notes, ready. Concert A flat. So if you were thinking in sharps before, now we're thinking in flats. That's what's different here. Watch out for the fourth note. That's the flat note in this one. Here we go. Concert A flat. 1, 2, and whole notes, and ready. And now the concert B flat major scale, still in whole notes. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready. And our last warm-up for today, which is the concert E flat major scale. Concert E flat major scale. Okay, brass, now we're pushing you up there. Here we go. 1, 2, right. So that's it as far as the scale study for today goes and our warm-up, but we do need to work on the concert G scale some. So yesterday we worked on that quite a bit. So I just talked about how in the concert G scale, a lot of these notes, we got to be paying attention to all these notes on the concert G scale. This is a tough one, right? So, and you are going to record this one for me today if at all possible. So I'm going to have you record some counting, and I'm going to have you record, you're going to record a little bit of counting, really easy counting, and you're also going to try and record this scale for me. All right, so here we go. Concert G. Again, watch out for the second note, the third note, the sixth note, and the seventh note. They're all, you got to pay attention to what your key signature says, okay? Here we go. Just up and down, nice and slow, melodically a couple of times. So we're going to go melodically, okay, but nice and relaxed. 1, 2, ready, go. And that's not melodically, is it? Yeah, let's go half notes first. 1, 2, and half notes first. Ready. Now at this point, if you got a couple notes wrong, pause the video, review it a couple of times, and then once you feel like you've got the finger pattern down okay, restart the video and then play it melodic with me one time. Here we go. 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready. All right, so we'll go to the counting portion next. But if you want to pause right now and then record your scale, and then after the counting portion, they'd be separate videos anyways, right? Then do the counting portion of this week's lesson. It's just going to be some 16th note stuff, right? That's what we were working. Oh wait, no, that was last week. This week is dotted quarter note stuff. So just be aware that that's what's going on with this. No, I think it's 16th note stuff. I think it's 16th note stuff. But yeah, yeah, a little bit of recording, nothing big. Work on that scale, and then that gets added to everything we're doing next week. All right, see ya. Nothing particularly new or exciting for today, line 7 and 8 here. And so what we're doing, the only trick, the only curveball I threw at you is the first thing you have is a rest. And if you remember back in 6th grade, that would be the thing that would throw you. I'd go 1 and 2 and 3, and you'd breathe, and then somebody would play on the rest, right? So you just have to remember to not play on that rest. And you remember the trick. You can't, percussion, with the exception of percussion, you can't speak and play at the same time. So the best thing to do is put the instrument on your face and just kind of murmur rest into the instrument. You can't play and do that at the same time, not even flutes, right? So that's the smarter way to do that. So nothing out of the blue here. So this rest is on count 1. That means that this quarter note, dotted quarter note, is on count 2. 2 rest stands in a row, 2 quarter rests in a row. Okay, and so again, we have a quarter rest on count 1 here. That means this 16th notes set starts on count 2. Another quarter, so every single measure starts with a quarter rest on count 1. So every single measure, your first note is going to be on count 2. That's all there is to this line. Okay, let's count it, then play it. 1 and 2 and counting, go, rest, stand. 2, te, rest, and 2 t teta, 3 t teta, rest, and 2, 3 t teta, 4. Let's count it one more time and then we'll play it. Ready and go. Rest and 2 te, rest and 2 t teta, 3 t teta, rest and 2, 3 t teta, 4. I guess the last measure might be considered a trick because it's the only measure in this line where you actually play on count 4 as well. You rest on 1 and 4, rest on 1 and 4. All right, let's play it. Here we go. 1. When you're playing at home by yourself, you don't have to play it on a concert F. You can choose whatever note you want, I guess, suppose, huh? Yeah. 1 and 2 and play and go. Rest and rest and rest and rest and rest and. Okay. All right, that is not the one you are recording for me today. Line 8 is the one you are recording for me. And here's the trick with line 8. I'm not going to count it for you. If you've been doing what you're supposed to be doing and going through all the lessons like you're supposed to, you're going to record this one. You're going to record counting and playing. You're going to count it, Eastman System, and then you're going to play it for me in Eastman System in the same video. One Seesaw video, count it, then play it. It should take you, it's literally less than a minute video. It really, actually, 4 counts, 3 measures, that's 12 seconds. So this should be less than a 30-second video, depending on how slow you go and how long it takes you to put your instrument to your face, right? But everything in this measure, if you've done what you were supposed to do for the last week and a half, you should be in good shape for line 8. So this is what you're going to record and send to me on Seesaw this week, is line 8, counting, Eastman System, and then playing. All right, so take as much time as you need to do that, and then get that turned in, please. All right, have a safe weekend. Have some fun on Family Friday. Play some of your fun music, and start looking at. I'm going to try this weekend to get the music for next week's project put up, which is going to be the virtual band, where you're going to record yourself playing, send it to me, and then I'm going to lace it together, and we're going to have one of those virtual band concerts. So I'm kind of excited for that. That should be pretty fun. But I hope we get that worked out. Have a good weekend, guys.